Welcome to Simple Economics. My name is Bright Chizonde, and I am a financial economist. In today's video, we shall consider the monetary policy transmission mechanism. Please recall that in a previous video, we defined monetary policy instruments and transmission mechanism as two important components of the monetary policy framework. Monetary policy instruments are the various tools that a central bank can use to influence the money market and credit conditions and pursue its monetary policy objectives. The transmission mechanism is a process which indicates the links or steps through which monetary policy decisions affect the economy in general and the price level in particular. From the two definitions, we learned that the transmission mechanism explains the process or channels through which the instruments can be used to influence macroeconomic variables, including inflation. Let us now consider the monetary policy transmission mechanism in Zambia. According to the Bank of Zambia, there are three key transmission channels of monetary policy in the Zambian quarterly models. These are the interest rate channel, the exchange rate channel, and the expectations channel. The interest rate channel operates through the changes in the Bank of Zambia policy rate, which directly affects lending rates and then impacts the inflation rate. The policy rate is the reference rate for the setting of interest rates. Therefore, changes in the policy rate influence the lending rate. For example, an increase in the policy rate would lead to upward adjustments in the lending rates. An increase in the lending rates would then translate into higher cost of borrowing, thereby reducing money supply and aggregate demand, since consumers, government, and firms will be induced to reduce their borrowing and spending. Assuming that the output level remains constant, this reduction in money supply and aggregate demand will trigger a reduction in inflation. The exchange rate channel also operates through the Bank of Zambia policy rate, which appreciates or depreciates the exchange rate and then impacts the inflation rate. We have already established that the changes in the policy rate affect money supply. A decrease in the money supply, for example, will lead to an appreciation of the kwacha. With an appreciated kwacha, demand for imports will increase while demand for exports will reduce, resulting in a decrease in aggregate demand via net exports, which is exports minus imports. Assuming that output remains the same, inflation will reduce. This reflects the fact that the pressure for local prices to rise has reduced since it has become cheaper to purchase items from outside the country. The expectations channel works through the expectations of economic agents about key macroeconomic variables such as the exchange rate. Let us assume that due to a drop in copper prices, it is expected that the kwacha will depreciate in the future, and that the central bank will react by reducing money supply through increasing the policy rate. This expectation relates to the fact that lending rates are likely to increase in the future, and thus economic agents such as consumers, government, and firms will increase their current borrowing in order to reduce their borrowing when the interest rate increases. Consequently, aggregate demand will increase in the present and trigger a rise in inflation. Thank you for watching this video. Please share and comment. This is the last video in this series on inflation. Look out for a new series commencing next weekend.